The last video I did, I was talking about why Colombia doesn't like digital nomads, or at least not in regards to visa. And we got a lot of questions about, is there a way to stay in Colombia without a visa for a longer period of time? In this video, I will talk about that. Welcome to How to Expat. My name is Samuel. How to Expat, we help expats relocate. This video I want to talk about how it is possible to stay in Colombia for a longer period of time if you don't have a visa. Unfortunately, getting a visa in Colombia if you're not a retiree can be very hard, and then the time you have that you can spend inside of Colombia is very limited. So let's go over the different things what you can do to max out your time in Colombia without having to get a visa. So in some Latin American countries like, let's say, Mexico or Argentina or Uruguay, they pretty much just want to see that you're able to sustain yourself with a basic cost of living, and that's pretty much it. In places like Panama, there is a friendly nations visa, which is easy to get and you don't have to put too much money down. Unfortunately, in Colombia, there is no such visa. The only real easy visa to get is the retirement visa, and then the other one is the marriage visa, but that's a topic in itself if you should get that or not. But the rest really comes down to you have to have either a lot of money or you have to invest quite a bunch of money in Colombia. So if you're not a retiree, and that includes military veterans, for example, and you don't have a lot of money, it's pretty much impossible to get a visa in Colombia. So what can you actually do? Maybe you have heard from countries like Panama, Costa Rica, that you can do the border hopping. And this is where a lot of comments we got under my last video about that. Can you not just, let's say, go out for a day after your tourist stamp or visa runs out and then come back in? Unfortunately, in many South American countries, this is not really a thing. This is more kind of a Central American thing that you can do what's called border hopping. So people have done that for decades and decades. Let's say in Panama, where they just went to Costa Rica for a day, came back, just got another tourist stamp, and that's it. They've done that for years and years. This is not possible in South America to the extent I know, and surely not in Colombia. There is a little trick you can do though, and that's the trick, the kind of the takeaway of this video, is that the clock resets in January. So what you could technically do, so if you don't know, as let's say first world person, you are able to go into Colombia or to arrive in Colombia with just the passport. And then you have 3 months. Usually they can do whatever they want, but usually you get 3 months. You will see that on the stamp on your passport. You get 3 months or 90 days you can stay inside of Colombia. And that's just a stamp in your passport. And you are able to extend that quite easily usually. We have a whole video about how that works, which is linked down below, to with another 90 days. So you have 180 days, which equals out to around about 6 months, which you can spend inside of Colombia without the hassle and the cost related to getting a visa. Now, how you can extend that a little bit further is the following way. You can come in, for example, in August, and then you have 5 months to go till the end of the year, right? So you didn't max out your tourist stamp. What you can do then is, let's say, spend New Year's Eve in Panama or any other country for that matter, and then come back in a day, or I would say probably a couple of days afterwards is probably best. And then you have another 6 months to go, because as I said, the clock resets in regards to the tourist stamp. Let's say the 180 days you have, let's say, free per calendar year on January 1st. So you have the chance to be in Colombia from August all the way till the end of December, go out for a couple of days, come back in, and then you have another 180 days to go. Keep in mind that maybe when you see this video, this rule now doesn't apply anymore, because we all know in Latin America rules and laws can change. So make sure to check that out if your travel or lifestyle plans depend on that strategy. So rather ask an immigration lawyer again before you do your plans. Other than that, there are no real tricks you can do. Of course, there's some gray zone stuff we heard people do. Let's say they get a fake medical visa and stuff, but I don't recommend that at all, especially in the last couple of months. The visa restrictions got very, very harsh in Colombia. So I would not think about all that gray area stuff and try to get a visa just to get a visa, not really being sure if you really meet the specific requirements and stuff. So that's pretty much, I think, a good lifestyle. I actually would do it that way. Even though I've traveled a lot, I don't really like to travel. I like to have my home base. So if I wouldn't be that way, I probably would figure my lifestyle, or would figure out that my lifestyle would be 6 months in Colombia, 6 months somewhere else. I think it's for many like tax reasons, visa reasons, liability reasons, many other reasons. If you want to look more into that topic, it's called flag theory. I think that's one of the most, let's say, efficient lifestyles you can have. And I would love to be able to do that, but I just don't like to travel and having more than one home base. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I hope this video helped and cleared up all the questions people or maybe you had from the last video we did. And before I forget it, we opened a Patreon account. So if you like videos like that we do here at How to Expat, please consider supporting us on the Patreon channel. You can support content creator on Patreon. You will see more if you click the link in the description down below.